Good evening, VV Nation, and welcome to the channel. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest, and this is going to be an interesting video. We saw that yesterday DeepSeek came out, and man, it took the market by storm. A lot of tech stocks got hit, but what do you do about it? How do you in effect overcome this? And is this a real situation, a real problem, or is this something that will fly over going forward? So today is going to be more conversational. Yes, I do have some stories about this, number one. Number two, if you stay to the end, I am going to show you the winners and the losers that you can still look at going forward by way of VectorVest to help us to make the right decisions at the right time. So first off, let's go start with the stories. So how good is DeepSeek? DeepSeek, the new Chinese LLM, large language model, is impressive, but don't jump ship from your preferred AI tools and models just yet. Here's why. Now, I highlighted this section here, but in this experiment, while it gave functional responses, it was not fully usable nor as nuanced as ChatGPT 4.0 or 01. Interesting. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, on the outside, it looks great. But internally, did they really innovate anything? And you're going to find out that they pretty much just used the GPT model and queried it and queried it and queried it to come up with a new product to be more human-like. The people who have had it out there already say that they love it, that it is freakishly human in the responses. But is that sustainable, and is that just lip service? And on the surface, is that just what it's going to do? All right, a lot of stuff in this article, but I wanted to start off there. It was not fully usable nor as nuanced as ChatGPT. Now, Scale AI CEO, who does a lot of AI for a lot of different companies, including OpenAI, Google, and Meta, said Thursday that the AI race between the U.S. and China is an AI war. And I took down a lot of notes. Is China catching up with us in the AI race? DeepSeek created an AI model at a lower cost, and that's interesting. I don't believe the number that they gave out as far as the cost. China does not have the greatest reputation of being honest when reporting anything, all right? We spent billions of dollars to train AI. China prompted the ChatGPT to do a deep dive on ChatGPT, asking ChatGPT a lot of questions, getting down to the bare bones answers, and now they created a new model. Was this innovative, or did they just take existing technology and just try to make it better? Now, why was it cheaper? I'll get to that in a second. This was such a big thing that it became Apple's top downloaded app. Look at that, DeepSeek. Then it overtook GPT and Threads and Google Gemini. Notice all of this is AI stuff. All right, all of this is AI stuff. The top four, and then you got TurboTax. Why? Because everybody's got to file taxes and all that stuff. And Google, of course, everybody and their mama uses Google. But notice that the first four, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all AI driven. So it is a big issue. It is a big issue. With that being said, NVIDIA lost $593 billion in just one day. That is not a good thing. And my next note to that is we've been paying for companies like NVIDIA and AMD to make these chips to allow people to train AI. Keywords there, to train AI. Maybe, by way of why did all these companies go down? Because maybe with this new product, you don't need to train them because you can do this with less sophisticated hardware. That's huge. All right, and then couple that to get real compelling answers by doing the over and over on chat GPT to get to the answers all the way to the core answers, and now take that model and move it forward. Why was it cheap? I think that it was cheap, and again, I don't agree with the number that they put out, but they had to use inferior chips. Now, there's stories out there that they have about 50,000 chips of NVIDIA chips, the H100s. Think about that, though. If you have those chips alone are going to cost you a couple $1 billion in and of itself. But they're saying that they use lesser chips in order to get to the same result. Interesting. Again, I don't believe in the $6 million number at all. I think that even with lesser chips, to get to the same point, because they're using lesser hardware, it just doesn't sound like it's the greatest product out there. And again, I don't think it was very innovative. AI plays a major role in our lives: medicine, transport, and security. This was dubbed a Sputnik moment, looking at the space race. All right. But what that did to us when Sputnik went up, it then inspired a lot of innovation within the U.S. to overcome that and beat Russia into space. Could this be some sort of a new Cold War, but in AI? Interesting question. China and U.S. are in an arms race with AI. Now, again, the issues that I started to talk about already was inferior computer chips. Why? Because we have banned high-tech chips to China to keep our edge. So they had to go through it another way. And it was interesting that they were able possibly to go to the lesser of the chips using lesser hardware to put out the product that they have right now. I think that this is going to cause a high level of innovation within the U.S. market. We're not going to take this sitting down. We're going to get more focused. What's the next step? Interesting as I answered that question, it's going to be into chemistry. It's going to be into medicine. It's going to be into quantum and science, because we're going to have to move from predictive analysis to the validity of that analysis. And that's what's slowing down quantum. Now, quantum is got quantum computers, and we've got things that say, well, this should happen and that should happen. AI is going to advance when we can validate all of the predictive information and then say, this is it, we're ready to rock and roll. You have to be able to map out what the real world will tell you. And again, did they actually create a breakthrough on their own? And I fancy to say no, if they were using the platform of ChatGPT to query to get out to a new product. Is this app the new TikTok? That's going to be very interesting as well. At this point, if people take the new app and you're querying stuff like you would on ChatGPT, just think if that's the case, China is getting way deeper into what we're looking at, what we're thinking in regards to getting data about us. And you know something, at this point, they probably will say, no, we're not going to sell TikTok. We've already got the information that we need off of TikTok, and now move over into this new DeepSeek, which could be a deeper version of TikTok. Now, with all of the money that we're putting into AI infrastructure, is it still good? I say yes. I think that we're going to not only do this and get better, we're going to do it the right way. You've got to walk before you can run. I think what China is doing is running before they even crawled. I think that you've got to walk before you run, and I think that the investment in AI infrastructure is still going to play a very important role. So yes, it's going to still be a lot of money, yada, 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 yada. And I think that DeepSeek, as you look at it now, is it going to get better? I don't know what they can do to get better if they're already using ChatGPT. Think about that, right? I think we got hacked. It got hacked yesterday. I think it was very interesting on the timing of it. It got hacked. Now only the people with Chinese phone numbers still have access, or the people who jumped on board and got into the DeepSeek, they still have access, but they're not giving it out to anybody else. So what I think is that the The damage was already done. People have it, and people have seen it. You can't go get it right now. If you don't have it already, you can't go get it right now. But people have seen it. It set up it spurred the market to go haywire, and now everybody's going, uh-oh, what next? And I am of the mindset of, China reverse engineers just about everything. I don't think that they are where we are as far as AI is concerned. It may appear to be that way, but I think it's going to be a bunch of smoke and mirrors. We need to work hard. We need to work smart. We need to work long hours to make this better, right? The next generation needs to be hungry. We need to have good policy in order to push this forward to overtake even what China thinks they did. In my mind, I think it's whatever China thinks they did. Mark Zuckerberg, though, made a statement. China has more geniuses than they have any other type of people in the United States. That's a bold statement. Well, it's because they got so many people. But the difference in what China does and what we do, it's all about China. There's no innovation incentive for individuals in China like we have here in the United States. We still have a place. The United States is still a place that everybody wants to come to. I don't see everybody running to go to China to go to live and go, yeah, I'm leaving the United States and go to China. It's the other way around. All right, I'm going to do something real quick. I told you that I was going to show you the winners and the losers based on this. And from a VectorVest perspective, I'm going to simply use RT. All right, the stocks that are in uptrends have RTs above 1. Those are the stocks that right now I'd feel more comfortable investing in. Plain and simple. There's no working out this, that, and the other thing. I would rather to work with the stocks that have RTs above 1. A lot of big names, TSM, AMAT, Marvel, ASM, ARM. ARM has got an RT above 1. But Intel, SMCI, AMD, a lot of these stocks still have RTs below 1. If I'm thinking about the winners and the losers, I'm looking at the stocks that have RTs above 1, number one. Number two, I want to also look at the stocks that have been beaten down enough that they've become undervalued, such as Meta, such as CLAC. What else is next here? LRCX. How about Taiwan Semi? How about Applied Materials? How about NVIDIA? How about Micron? Intel is fairly valued. SMCI is undervalued, and AMD is undervalued. These stocks have been beaten up enough that they are undervalued. Remember, we want you to be in safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. I will concentrate on the stocks that have RTs above 1. Those are the stocks that I will concentrate on, even with the DeepSeek all out. So I've given you some insight on the differences between ChatGPT. ChatGPT is out. Everybody's using it. Everybody and their mama's using it. And we feel comfortable using it. I don't know if we're going to feel super comfortable using DeepSeek. So today I wanted to have more of a conversation with you. Hopefully you liked the video. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the content that you saw here tonight, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to when new videos like this come out. All my existing real people out there that are subscribers to the channel, hit the like button, share this. I think a lot of people are wondering how deep the DeepSeek is going to affect the market. And hopefully the information, the analysis that I gave, I did a lot of research for this video. And again, I hope you like it. Make sure you hit the like button, but share. Let people know what we're doing here at VectorVest.